Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to do your January 2016 mid-month readings. I am using the Gilded Tarot deck, and even though it's technically for the mid to the last couple of weeks of the month, I'm still going to be using the same 8-card format to give as in-depth a look as possible as to what's coming up for the remainder of January. These are general readings, so if they do not apply or resonate the same with everyone who watches, I suggest you also check your rising and your moon sign as well. For those of you who are interested in personal readings, you can click on the About button on my channel's homepage, and that will give you a little more detail about myself, the services I offer, and my contact information. And thank you for those of you who have allowed me to do personal readings for you so far. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you. And thank you again for those who continue to watch and listen and subscribe and give feedback on my videos. It is welcome and appreciated and quite gratifying, and for the most part has been quite positive. So thank you very much. So let's get right into this. This is a mid-month reading for January 2016 for Leos, my fiery, feisty lions. What does the mid to the rest of the month of January 2016 hold for you? Leo, January 2016, mid-month. Okay, here we go. We have the Seven of Pentacles, followed by the Five of Pentacles. We have the Six of Wands, followed by the Temperance card. We have the Moon card, followed by the High Priestess. Wow, 3 major arcana cards in a row, Leo. And we have the Page of Pentacles, followed by the Death card. 4, fully half of the reading so far is major arcana. And for a general overall theme and feeling of the month, and also as advice for the month, I pull a card from the bottom of the deck, and we have 2 cards that popped out. One just popped out right from the middle. That's interesting. We have the Ace of Pentacles with the Chariot card. Wow, Leo, 5 major arcana cards for this spread. It looks like God or universe, the spirit, divine, whatever your spiritual structure is going to have quite an influence on what happens for the remainder of the month. So let's get started. We begin with the Seven of Pentacles, followed by the Five of Pentacles. And I have to say we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Pentacles cards in this reading, Leo. So it looks like there's quite an emphasis on money or finances, your job, your career, something to that effect. So the Seven of Pentacles is a card of harvest and of evaluating what you have, the energy and input and time and effort and resources you've put into something. Pentacles, the element being that of earth, and Pentacles is a suit that represent money, finances, job, career. And this shows a woman who it is clearly harvest time. She is looking at the results of what she has spent so much time nurturing and growing and watering and feeding. You can see that the tree is full and it is ready to be picked. There is a ladder up against the tree, and she's holding a basket in her hands to hold the pentacles she's about to harvest. But she hasn't begun yet. This is a card of evaluation, of assessment. This is a card of looking to see if what you have put into something has paid off. This is a card that asks the question, has it been worth it? Has what you've invested in something, and as this is a Pentacles card and you have a number of them, it looks like somewhere around the middle of the month, although this could just be a general theme for the whole month as well, but particularly around the middle to the end of the month, it looks like, Leo, that you're looking at something in your tangible world that you're putting something into, that you've invested quite a bit into. And I feel like for the majority of you, it's actually a job or some kind of entrepreneurial sort of project, something that you have begun, that you've put a lot of yourself into, time, perhaps money and resources as well, but you've invested a great deal into this. You have a lot of hopes for this, and the fruit has grown, it's ready to be picked, or it's almost ready to be picked, and you're looking at it and you're wondering if it's worth it, if what you have put into it is paying off, if the end has justified the means. Now, this card is accompanied by the Five of Pentacles, which is a card that I always feel is kind of the lack card. It's a card of need. This shows a couple who is standing in front of what appears to be a church window. There's a light shining through the window, and the implication is that there's warmth and help and resources in there that it looks like they need, but they're not noticing it. They're standing outside of the window, and I've seen in other tarot decks this couple being outside the church, and it's in the rain or it's in the snow. And this card implies that that Leo, you're at a place in your life, perhaps in your job or your career, or like the feeling that I'm getting is this entrepreneurial project, this thing that you have started, that you've put so much of yourself into. You're at a place where you're wondering, it doesn't feel like you're getting everything back from it that you've put into it. It feels like something isn't enough, that what you've invested, and I say that because it's paired with the Seven of Pentacles, which is asking this question of, is this all I'm getting out of it? And as the Seven of Pentacles is followed by the Five of Pentacles, it looks like you're at a place where it feels like something that you've invested in, whether it's your job or your career or some kind of side business or new business that you've begun, it looks like it's not paying off, or you feel like it's not, the return is not as great as you had hoped that it would be, and you feel like you're in a position of lack. It's not enough. Perhaps you're in a job where you're not making enough money, or the work that you've put into starting a new business hasn't begun to pay off, or it's not paying off in the way that you want it to. So however that resonates for you, it looks like somewhere around the middle of the month you're in a position where you just feel like what you're doing isn't enough, and you're questioning whether or not you should continue with it. Now, following that, we have the Six of Wands, followed by the Temperance card. Now, the Six of Wands would appear to be in direct contradiction to the previous coupling of cards. The Six of Wands is a victory card. Wands, the element being fire and air, and Wands is a suit that represent change, action, movement, power. And this is a straight up victory card. This is a card, it shows a man who is riding back into town. He's dressed in his best, his horse is prancing, and the crowd is cheering him. He's received accolades. He's receiving accolades and a lot of praise and recognition for something. This is a card that points to triumphing over something, to achieving success with something. Now, it's paired with the Temperance card, which is a Major Arcana card, and quite a beautiful card. It's one of my favorite Major Arcana cards in the deck. And this card speaks to temperance. It speaks to moderation and balance. It speaks of being able to hold opposite things or opposite extremes in perfect alignment and perfect harmony. It's representative of having a sense of inner peace, regardless of what's going on around you. And it's paired with the Six of Wands, which is the victory card. And what I'm feeling, Leo, is that somewhere around the middle of the month, or perhaps this is just kind of bleeding into the first couple of weeks of January 2016, it feels like whether it's your job, your career, or some new business, again, I'm feeling for some of you it's some new business you've started, something on the side that you're hoping will bring you in more money. However this resonates for you, it looks like you find yourself in a place where you feel like what you're getting isn't enough, and you're wondering if you should continue. You're wondering if you should continue to put in the same kind of effort and time and resources that you have been. But the second coupling of cards speaks to, I think that the road to your success and your victory in this matter is directly linked to how you go about approaching it. It looks like balance. It looks like balance and moderation, temperance and patience. I'm getting a very strong sense of patience is what's going to be required in order for this job or this new business venture, this thing that you've invested quite a bit into it. I get the strong feeling that the cards are pointing to that your success in this is going to be directly related to how patient and how balanced you can stay while you're continuing to work at this thing. I'm not sure how that's going to resonate for all of you, but the very strong feeling I get is that the cards are just pointing to victory and triumph, and success in this is what the cards are pointing to, but that it's going to require a more patient and balanced approach, or a continued balanced and patient and moderate approach in order for you to achieve victory, that this is what's going to lead to victory. Now, it's followed by the Moon card and the High Priestess. Now, this coupling of cards speaks to, both of these cards indicate things being in shadow, perhaps not having enough information. The Moon card speaks of perhaps not having all the information that you need with which to make a decision, and I feel like it's directly related to being in this place where you're wondering if you should continue with something, if what you're actually aiming for and what you're actually working for is going to be possible, because it feels like it's not paying enough, or you're not getting enough back, or enough of what you wanted. The cards are speaking to being more patient, to continue to be balanced and moderate in what you're doing, and to be more patient. The Moon card speaks of feeling like you're in a place where you don't have enough, you don't have all the information you need with which to make this decision. I think about whether you should stop doing this thing, continue doing this thing, change jobs, if this is in reference to an actual specific job. Um, Things look much different in the light of day than they do in the moon. In the light of the moon, there's a lot of hidden recesses and shadowy corners. This card also speaks of intuition, and paired with the High Priestess, High Priestess is represents an individual who is mysterious and a deeply, deeply intuitive person. This is a person who has full faith and full confidence in her or his ability to know intuitively what is the best path for her. And I think that paired with the Moon card, both major arcana cards, the very strong message that I'm getting is that this path that you're walking, this place that you find yourself in reference to a job or a career path, or this business venture that you've begun, that you've put a lot of effort and time and possibly resources into, it feels like you've hit a point where you feel unsure about whether to continue with it, to go on with it or not, whether or not it's really going to pay off. I get a very strong feeling of self-doubt and fear as to whether or not this is going to it's going to give you enough, the kind of money that you want, the kind of payoff that you want. But this coupling of cards speaks to a very strong piece of advice to really to go within, to trust your intuition on this, to not let your, the feeling I get is to not let your fears cloud your path, to not let feelings of fear and self-doubt as to what might lie further down the path get in your way, because the cards speak of having success in this arena, having success in this job or this new business you've begun, this new, for some of you, this is going to be an entrepreneurial project, something that you've started on the side, your own business, I feel, where you're the boss. And this card speaks of trusting in your own tuition and trusting in your own knowledge, regardless of what other people outside are saying, regardless of what it might look like, and even to the point of even if the numbers look like they're not paying off at the present time, the strong feeling I'm getting with this coupling of cards is that it's almost as if God or Spirit or the Divine is telling you to have faith, to have patience, to stay on the path, and to trust your intuition, to trust your feelings. The reason why you either took this job or began this project or this new business is because you had a goal, you had a dream, and this coupling of cards is speaking very strongly to um, continuing to have faith in that, even though it seems like everything isn't clear. It seems like perhaps you don't have all the information. It's not all coming together the way that you wanted it to, or at the speed with which you wanted it to. But particularly with the High Priestess, it's telling you to really have faith in this dream, to have faith in your own feelings and your own guidance and your own intuition, and really to stay on the path of this. Now, at the end of the month, we have the Page of Pentacles paired with the Death card. Now, Pages can represent young people or actual children in your life, but I feel they more often represent messages of some kind. And this is the Page of Pentacles, and I feel like you're going to be getting some kind of message towards the end of the month, and actually in the form of an opportunity, a financial opportunity or an opportunity that's going to bring you the potential for some kind of financial gain, and it's going to represent a reshifting and the ending of something that you're doing, the ending of a way of looking at what you're doing to support yourself, to how you make your money in your day-to-day life. It's paired with the Death card, which represents not actual death. I like to look at this as the transformation card. It represents the end of the energy of something, which I think is very applicable to this reading, Leo. I think that at the end, towards or at the end of the month, you are given, and I feel rather quickly too, especially with the Chariot being one of your overall theme cards. I feel like you're going to be presented with an opportunity towards the end of the month, and I feel like it's gonna come very quickly and very suddenly, and it's going to represent the end of something that you have been doing or the end of how you've been looking at something. Uh, Perhaps this job or this career or this new business that you've started. It looks like there's going to be a complete transformation in either the job itself, the business itself, or how you go about doing it that makes you look at it in a completely different way. But that this is coming, and I feel like this is going to be a very positive thing, as death is a transformation card in life. Always, birth always follows death. And paired with the Page of Pentacles in the upright, I feel like this is going to be a very positive opportunity for you, but that it's going to represent a complete transformation of your physical, tangible world, perhaps your job, your career, or for some of you, a new business that you have begun. Now, as your overall card, your overall general card that represents the overall theme or general feeling of the month, and advice as well. Typically, I only pull one card, but another one popped out of the deck at the same time. You got the Ace of Pentacles, and the card that popped out with it was the Chariot card. Now, the Ace of Pentacles, Pentacles again being that card that points to finances, resources, money, assets, property, job, and career. Aces represent new beginnings, new seeds, and I feel like as the overall theme for the mid to the end of the month, it looks like, and I think this echoes the Page of Pentacles, the feeling that I get being at or by the end of the month, you're presented with an opportunity within your career structure, within your job, or some new business that you've begun um, that's going to represent, along with, as the Death card says, it's going to represent a complete transformation and lead to a complete new beginning in your finances, in your job, in your business, in the way that you make your day-to-day money. And I feel the feeling that I'm getting, and I have kind of felt this way throughout the whole reading, just this sense of speed. We also have the Chariot card, which is another major arcana card, and you have 5 major arcana cards in this reading, Leo. And it speaks of, I just get the sense of a lot of powerful things coming together, and the things actually being pulled together um, by external influences to something about being in the right place at the right time, and um, people being people coming into your sphere to present this opportunity to you. It looks like at the end of the month, quite suddenly, almost out of the blue, it feels like you're going to be presented with a new opportunity for something, whether it's a job offer or a complete restructuring of your business, or a different way to go about building your business that completely transforms it, completely changes it, and brings about a rebirth and new beginnings and new seeds. Now, aces do represent seeds, which means they still have to be planted and nurtured and cared for so that they can come to fruition and grow. But it looks like this is going to be happening very quickly, and it looks quite positive, Leo. All of your cards are in the upright position, and it looks like a very powerful. I mean, this is a mid-month reading, so it implies that there's only a few more weeks left to go in this month, but it looks like a lot's going to be happening in the last couple of weeks of January 2016 for you. there's a very strong feeling of action. I almost want to stumble over my words in this reading because I just get this sense of speed, of things moving very quickly and very powerfully. There's a sense of a sense of movement, a very powerful, fast movement, which is exactly what the chariot represents. And the chariot points to harnessing a variety of different forces and bringing them together in a way that 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 they work together in unison to propel you forward. And it's a card that also speaks about powerful movement and fast movement. And I think that I get the sense that this is actually going to be happening towards the end of the month, although, there are no Leo is born. Not all of you are born on the same day, at the same minute, in the same week. Um, so this is going to resonate differently for different Leos that are watching. It might be more powerful for some and less powerful for others, but overall it looks like there's going to be a lot happening in the last couple of weeks of January 2016, Leo. But I feel like the majority of it's going to come right at the end of the month. It's going to come very swiftly. You're going to be presented with what looks to be an absolutely fabulous opportunity, but it looks like you at the in the middle of the month you hit a place where you're just in kind of what I feel is a place of self-doubt about what you're doing and whether you should continue doing it. And the feeling of the cards around that time, and perhaps that might be advice that you're getting from people around you as well, is to stay on the path. That your success is going to be dependent on being balanced in how you go about doing this and staying patient, first and foremost, is what I'm getting. That it may look like you don't have all the answers right now or that everything isn't coming together in a very clear way, but to trust your original instincts as to why you originally took this job or originally began this business, to trust your instincts and your intuition. That at the end of the month, it looks like you're going to be presented with an opportunity within your job or your career, this business that you've begun, that's going to represent pretty much the death of the way that you've been going about it, if not a completely new job opportunity, and it's going to represent a rebirth and new beginnings that are going to be coming within your wealth, your finance sector, and that it's going to be happening very powerfully, and I feel quite fast, pretty much at the end of January. So what an exciting reading, Leo. I'm interested to see how this plays out for those of you for whom it resonates. And I look forward to seeing you in February for the February 2016 readings. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your month and that your new year has begun in a very fabulous way for you. And as always, I wish you joy, peace, and a happy life, Leo. See you in February. Bye.